Hello, folks, and welcome to Dating Dilemmas Day 12. Day 12 already, yay. Um, anyway, my name is Joy Walters, and I am your love and law advocate. And what that means is that I practice law in the province of Ontario, small claims, landlord tenant, very, very passionate about human rights. In addition to that, I help professional women find love. So if you're looking for love, looking for guidance, looking for support to navigate the dating world, I am your girl. Anyway, here I am with my hubby, sidekick, love of my life, Mr. Bobby. And he is here with us to demonstrate the male perspective on these issues that we're going to talk about. So, anyway, today we're talking about, this week we're going to be addressing the top 5 excuses that people make for not dating. And we want to see if any of you are guilty of this. So, excuse number 1 is you say you are too busy. And everybody says they're too busy. I mean, come on, people. I mean, married people are busy, single people are busy, kids are busy, even grandparents these days are busy. Everybody's busy. So to say that you're busy is really a lame excuse, right? People are building their businesses. People want to buy their homes. They're busy doing this. They're taking a vacation. Everybody's busy. So to say that the reason why you're not dating is because you're too busy really is just an excuse. It's just a reason to really, I think, to not be bothered. And why? Out of fear a lot of times people are, fearful. So they make excuses as to why they don't feel they should date. But the truth of the matter is that we're all in the same boat. We're all living a similar type of life. So to say you're busy is really, again, just a lame excuse. We all want to avoid being hurt. And, and I get it, right? Been there, done that. I've been hurt myself. But to say that, or just to give an excuse or what you think is an excuse, it's really sad. The whole purpose of dating is to find your ideal partner, is to have someone in the world that you're sharing your life with. And if you just keep on copping out on why you shouldn't do it, you can never find it, right? They say what? You miss 100% of the shots that you do not take. So even if you're just making up a reason as to why you shouldn't, it's still not going to get you to your goal, right? So ideally, I mean, I used to do that. I was, for many of you guys who maybe don't know me, as I tell my story, I was alone by myself for 5 years until I met Bobby. And I sat home by myself a lot, not even thinking about the time that was passing by. And I stayed by myself for 5 years. 5 years without someone, making all the excuses and wasting all the time and all the rest of it. But it was 5 years of my life that I never get back. Out of fear. I like I said, I'd been hurt. I went online, I was trying to date there and giving up or seeing a lot of nonsense out there. And but like I said, it's time that I'll never see again, which is really, really unfortunate. So the reason why I say that don't make lame excuses like you're too busy, well, then I guess then you'll never meet someone, because the truth is, if you're busy, chances are the man or the woman that you're looking for is busy, and then you'll never connect, right? And I don't know, Bobby, but I don't know if you want to add anything in terms of that particular excuse. I don't know if there's anything that you want to say now, or you just want me to continue on.
It's just basically kind of echoing about, about what you said. People are going to use excuses, whatever, because listen, excuses just justification to do it again, they say, right? And, people are going to make excuses on everything as why they can't lose weight, why they're not making any money. Relationship falls in that same category of people just making excuses because, like when you make excuses, you don't feel too bad.
Well, it seems justifiable, right? It makes sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much my take on that. You know what I mean?
Right. But the truth of the matter is that you're going to end up being miserable in the long run. Honestly, it doesn't matter what your reasoning as to why you're doing it is. You're going to end up miserable. Like I said, I lost 5 years of my life because I was afraid of getting hurt. My story is generally this, that, before meeting Bobby, I had been in a 6.5 year relationship, and you know, I felt very hurt by the things he did. I felt like, you know, nice guy, you know, he was the party type, you know, he went out a lot and he was partying a lot, and no matter how much I told him my concern, you know, I was the one who was left at home with the kids all the time. And, you know, it did bother me. It bothered me a lot that no matter how many times we had discussed this, that he chose another route. And so eventually, yeah, I ended the relationship. And he went on rather quickly to find someone, and he did, and he's been with her now. Geez, I think he's been with her maybe 17 years now. So it's been a long time. But again, you know, I was sad, I was hurt, I was heartbroken. So I sat at home for years making excuse after excuse after excuse. You know, I got to take care of my kids, I got to go to work, I got to do this, I got to do that. But where did that get me? It still landed me being single and unhappy. And not that our lives depend on, or our happiness depends on the relationships we're in, but the relationship is there as a way to enhance your life, to share those joys, those moments, those times that you want to go to the movies, or those times when you're, you know, by yourself. You want to share that with somebody.
The thing is that you have to understand that, you know, we live in a society where it's just constant like programming, right? So, like I keep saying to you, all those things are nice, and these are what we want people to know. These are some of the things we want people to take away from it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, when you're up against, you know, something as huge as society, you're up against the media and what goes on in on social media as well. You're going against a lot of constant paid advertised negativity that programs you 24/7, and people are so connected that trying to come and try to change that kind of mindset is just too much work. They rather stay seated. They rather keep their mind the way it is because it's less work. You don't have to dig up your mind again and try to plan something new. Everything that was there before is working, so we tell ourselves that it's working, so we don't need to fix it. We just leave it and just carry on day by day, and then those things becomes things that we believe, and it becomes ingrained. So when you say, yeah, people should, you know, get to know somebody, fall in love, get married, doing all that kind of stuff, you know, that's what in the beginning, that's what it was made for. That's what it's about in the beginning. But we get so distracted and so pulled away from that now that people are not marrying to get to love. People are just marrying for whatever they can get. So what we have here in a situation where is people nowadays are expecting more than what they're willing to put in, and because of they're not getting what they're put in, they get disappointed, and when they get disappointed, they call it quits, or they move on to the next one.
Right. Well, yeah, of course, you know, that's the thing. So, but you know, back to what I was saying about just, you know, being too busy. It's simply a cover up. It's not helpful. It's not going to move you closer to your goal of finding love, right? It's just, you're, again, like we've been talking about lately, you know, it's just another way to lie to yourself. Maybe there's a part of you deep inside that believes, you know, I don't have time for this. I hear people say it, and you know, I've heard myself even say, oh my God, I'm so busy, you know, I don't have time to do A, B, and C. And then, you know what, then I go off and I do something else, and then I still find time to do what I wanted to do, right? So I realize it's almost like sometimes it seems like it's like an automatic excuse, or maybe as a culture, I think that it's becoming the norm to say I'm busy, or we're so wrapped up in, you know, I guess doing work or building business, and then on top of that, you know, you got to eat, shower, bathe, and then you got to be on social media for hours a day, and then all those things you have to factor in.
Is my job. I don't have time. I'm working. I'm doing overtime. I got so much work to do, and they use that as an excuse to say, you know, I mean, the reason why I'm single is because my job. And all that is choice.
Right. Mm-hmm.
That's a choice. You can either choose to bury yourself at work or not. And this is what they say about, you know, single people or people who just came out of a relationship. They bury themselves in work and use work as a distraction and also as an excuse to keep doing what they're doing, and use it as an excuse to say, it's not that I can't find somebody, it's just that I'm too busy working.
Right. Yes. Yeah. So not only do you say you're too busy to date, but then you use the excuse that, you know, I'm too busy, that's why I can't find anyone. But of course, you're too busy to find anyone because you're too busy to date, right? So it's natural that it leads from that point to that point, right? So we have to just keep in mind that, you know, if you're not going to make time now, when is going to be an ideal time? When is the time ever right? Right? Honestly, when is the time ever right to do anything? It seems, and I've been guilty of it myself. It's you're waiting on a particular thing to happen before you're able to move to your next step, right? I can't do this until I do this. And since you can't do this until you do this, and it seems like, you're not doing this, then you never get this, right? So if you say, well, you know what, I don't want to date until I build my business. How long is that going to take? When did you start? Last week? Last year? How many more years do you have to put in? How much more time do you sacrifice of your life for spending valuable time with someone because you're in the process of building a business? Maybe your life partner could come in and support you in that. Maybe they become your right-hand person in the sense of they're there to bounce ideas off of. They're there to maybe cook dinner for you when you're not able to get home until late. They can serve so many purposes for you, right? But you're only looking at, when you say that, you're looking at really more probably being hurt as opposed to, or the hurt feelings or things you've experienced in the past, as opposed to the idea that how can this person be of value to me at this time? Maybe how can they be a support to me? And when somebody cares about you, they're going to want to help you get through a tough time. And of course, relationships are built over time, so they're not going to come in and run in and save you from the world. Right? That's not the reasoning to have them there. Right. But on the other hand, when they come in, right, they sometimes, just by the very idea that they're there, it makes your life a lot easier in terms of, again, doing this. When your spirit is lighter, you feel it makes what you're going through or what you're dealing with easier. It doesn't seem as heavy because now you're happy all the time. I remember, meeting Bobby many years ago, and just, I was there a lot of times alone with my kids, but I remember when he came in and, I got to spend more time with him. Well, my kids were happier because now they didn't have to comfort mommy all the time. They were able to go out, do more stuff with their friends. But now I saw life from a different perspective. It just felt easier, just lighter. It's like I was gliding along before. It felt like I was trudging along. It was a lot of work. Right? Because you don't realize that when you have that other dimension that makes you feel happy, that makes you feel good, that life seems to be that much easier. It just seems to take a different spin, right? But again, we seem to focus more on the things that we don't want instead of the things that we do want. And even though the things that we do want are going to give us more of what we want, we have a tendency to look in the direction that we really shouldn't look, or that doesn't serve us, or we think of it as, oh, this is my reality right now. But the only person who is able to change your reality ultimately is you. And if you don't open up the door for that, then how are you ever going to have it? You can't, right? Because you're not giving yourself the opportunity to do so, right? So, so keep that in mind, right? Don't let your schedule or your business or, your work be the reason why you don't date. It's yeah, you have to nurture that, but you got to nurture and take care of yourself as well.
One other thing you got to realize and also understand is that there's always going to be nothing to keep you busy, right? So I guess at this point, you have to make time for yourself and make time for what's important.
Absolutely. All right, folks. Well, anyway, we thank you so much for tuning in to Dating Dilemmas Day 12. Excuse number 1, you are too busy. So just, keep in mind that your life, your real life, or your entire life is running alongside whatever you're building or whatever work you're doing. And don't let the clock tick away, only to find yourself so many years later not having the love that you want. Anyway, join us tomorrow for excuse number 2. So we'll be here. So yeah, same time, same place. Oh, and keep in mind that starting July, we'll be running our Customize Your Love Life series, which will be held one evening a week. We will give you the details as soon as we figure them out ourselves. All right, folks, so thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you again tomorrow.